There's a definite way that you should introduce yourself. There is the wrong way, and then there's the right way. The wrong way will leave people uninterested in what you have to say, but the right way will create more opportunities than you ever thought was possible. And the reason that people are uninterested in what you have to say is because of this. You state what you do for a living. And you might think that's strange, because they've asked you what you do for a living, and you've just said your job title, which is fine. You've gone, oh, I'm a sales manager. And that's why people don't care. Because when you are speaking, they are asking a question in their head. What is in it for me? So when you say sales manager, you've not stated a problem, you've not stated a result, you've not answered the question of what's in it for me. And because they don't think there's any benefit to them, they'll move on. They won't be interested. But instead of saying your job title, if you state the results that you can provide or the problem that you are solving, you are more likely to capture their attention and create more opportunities. Because you've been interested, you've been specific, you've created curiosity, and you've answered that very one question that's in everyone's head. What is in it for me? And there's a way that you can do that in one sentence. Before I get onto that one sentence that you can use to state what you do for a living, there's a link below. That link below will allow you to win over any room that you walk into in 30 days. Over 30 days, I will send you one tool a day so you can implement and win over everybody's attention. Now let's go into the technique. You need to create a curiosity to get them to ask you, tell me more. If they're not going, tell me more, they are not interested in what you do. Now the first example, you're going to state your target market, then you're going to state the results that you can provide. Because that means if someone comes over, let's say Jim comes over at a networking event. Jim's come over, he's in his suit and tie, and he goes, oh, what do you do for a living? You are then stating specifics of the target market you are aiming for and the results that you are going to provide. So if you go, I provide businesses with the best IT equipment on the market. And Jim over here, he works for a business, and his section needs some new laptops. And he's like, oh, that's interesting. Tell me more. Do you have a number? Do you have a contact? How's this work? And then you go into the ins and outs of how you can help him. You've then made a connection. You've made an opportunity because you've been specific in the results that you can help someone achieve. So now Jim over here, he doesn't have to go to loads of different businesses. He can just go to you as a one-stop hub because you've said the target market and you've said the result that you will provide. Another example, let's say a PT. I help overweight individuals lose 10 pounds. That's the target market. That's the result you are going to provide. Even if it doesn't interest them, they might go, oh, I've got a friend. My friend called Alice, she'd be interested in that. She needs some help doing that. So then they get your contact details. And you provided yourself with an opportunity because you've been specific in the problem that you solve and the results that you can achieve. However, that's mediocre. That's an okay statement. How can we make it a little bit better? Now this time, you can go, I help X people, your target market, get Y results without Z consequence. Let's use the sales one as another example. I provide businesses with the best IT equipment on the market without them having to call 10 different companies to get the same deal. So you've said the target market, you've then said the results, and without the negative consequences, they save time because they don't need to ring 10 different companies. So not only are you saving them money, you are also saving them time. Now that is very specific. That becomes interesting. And then they'll be like, Jim comes back over and goes, actually, that's a sick deal. I'm going to give your number to my manager. And my manager's going to call you up for even more equipment. Now, just by stating the problem you are solving, you will create more opportunities than you thought was possible. And here's the thing. You don't have to have the same sentence in every environment. Your environment will dictate the problem that you will state and the result that you will achieve. For example, now I'm into martial arts and I'm also into communication. Now, depending where I am will depend on what statement I use. If I'm at a networking event, I'm more likely to go with the communication one. I help professionals who hate speaking get confident and competent. So they go from dreading it to owning the room. Because if I'm at a networking event, they are more entailed to improve their communication because there's so many people out there who hate getting up in front of people and speaking. So that's why my target market is professionals who hate speaking, because 95% of people who have to do a presentation get anxious. So straight away, I've appealed to them. And they're thinking, oh, let's listen. I want to hear that because I've stated the target market that I'm aiming for. And then it's for them to get confident, to then go from dreading it to owning the room. And I will use that one because that will interest them more. But if I was at an MMA gym, I might not use that one. I might use a different one. I might use the martial arts one, saying, I help individuals become more confident in martial arts, or I help individuals knock someone out in a fight. Or if I went to an event that was about communication, and I'm learning communication off another coach, but everyone's into sport there, and they're all into MMA, I might then say, I teach people online how to fight so they can get confident enough to walk into a gym. How you introduce yourself is very dependent on the environment. Because if you can pick the right statement for the right time, you will create more opportunities. And that's why it's not fixated. For example, if you help with IT sales, but you're at a company that has loads of laptops and you know they don't need any more laptops, but they need more software, you might go, I provide businesses with the best software on the market, so they don't have to ring up 10 different companies to get the same deal. Instead of saying IT equipment, you say software. You are being specific to the problem. So the environment will dictate what you say. However, if you're not confident enough to say those two statements in that formula, you can do it a different way. You could say, my mission is to help individuals lose 10 pounds in 20 weeks. I nearly knocked my drink off the table then. Or my passion is to help people become confident in speaking and find their voice. You can change the way you say the statement if you don't feel confident enough to say it in that manner. But they're the three options. X people, Y result. X people, Y result without Z consequence. Or my mission is, or my passion is. But remember, don't state your job title. Either state the result that you can achieve or the problem that you can solve. And by doing that, you will appeal to people's attention. And when you appeal to people's attention, you will create those opportunities that you never thought was even possible. And if you want to win over any room that you walk into, check out the link below. That is free, completely free, and I will send you the tools that you need to implement over 30 days. And if you like this video, you will probably like this one too, because YouTube is a very smart individual. See you in the next one.